All right, we are on Nehemiah 10, and we have a lot of names. So I'm going to be skipping down uh, from part of 1 down to 28. Okay? So Nehemiah 10. Now these that sealed were Nephilims, and then it starts going into the names. So I'm going on down to 28. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nephilim, and all that had separated themselves from the people of the land, unto the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, every one having knowledge and having understanding. They cleaved to their brethren, their nobles, their entered into their a course and unto an oath to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord, our Lord, and his judgment and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land bring where or any victuals, I guess, on the Sabbath day to sell, that we should not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year and the extended of every debt. See, every 7 years you're supposed to forgive your debtors. Also, we made ordinance for us to change ourselves yearly by the third part of a shekel for the service of the house of our God, for the showbread, and for the continual meat offering, and for the continual burnt offering of the Sabbath, of the new moon, for the set feast, and for the holy things, and for the sin offering, to make an atonement for Israel, and for all the work of the house of our God. And we cast the lots among the priests, the Levites, and the people, for the wood offering, to bring it into the house of our God after the house of our father, at times appointed year by year, to burn upon the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law, and to bring the first fruit of our ground, and the first fruit of all trees year by year into the house of the Lord. Also the firstborn of our son and of our cattle, as it is written in the law, and the firstlings of our herd and of our flock, to bring in the house of our God, and to the priest that ministers in the house of God. And that we should bring the first fruit of our dough, and our offering, and the fruit of all manner of trees, of wine, and of the oil, and to the priests, to the chambers of the house of our God, and the tithes of our ground, and to the Levites, that the same Levites may have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage. Now, from reading here, there's a lot of things added to it than what it was, than what Moses had said. So they've added things. And the priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites. When the Levites take tithes, and the Levites shall bring up the tithes of the tithes into the house of our God, and to the chambers, and to the treasure house, for the children of Israel, and the children of Levi shall bring the offering of the corn, of the new wine, and the oil, into the chambers, where the Biddles, vessels of the sanctuary, and the porters and the singers, and we will not forsake the house of our God. Alright, we're on number 11. And the rulers of the people dwelt at Jerusalem. The rest of the people also cast lot to bring one of 10 to dwell in Jerusalem, the holy city, and 9 parts to dwell in our cities. And the people blessed all the men that willingly offered themselves to dwell at Jerusalem. Now these are the chief of the province that dwell in Jerusalem. But the city of Judah dwelt every one in his possession in her city, to wait Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the Nephilims, and the children of Solomon, servants. And at Jerusalem dwelt certain of the children of Judah, and of the children of Benjamin, of the children of Judah, Aphaliah, I think, the son of Uzziel, the son. Okay. We're going back into names now. So I'm going to skip all the way down to, I don't know where the names ends at. Okay, 12. And their brethren that did the work of the house were 822, and Adiah, the son of Jeroham. Okay. And his brethren, chief of the fathers, 242, and Amashai, the son of, okay. And their brethren, mighty men of valor, and 128, and their overseer was Zebdiel, the son of one of the great men. Also the Levite, Manasseh. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know these names. Okay, the Levites had the oversight of the outward business of the house of God. Okay, the principle to begin the thanksgiving in prayer, and the second among his brethren, and Adiah, the son of, and all the Levites in the holy city were 284. Moreover, the porters, and here we got more names. Alright, and they kept the gates of 172. And the rescue of Israel of the priests and the Levites were all in the city of Judah, every one in his inhabitants. But the Nephilim dwelt in Ophel, and Ziah and Gipspah were over the Nephilim. The overseers also of the Levites of Jerusalem was Uzziah, names. And I'm reading down. Alright, 23. For it was the king's commandment concerning them that a certain portion should be for the singers due for every day. And, we got more names. At the king's hand and all manner of concerning the people, for the village with their field. Some of the children of Judah dwelt at Karsh. Okay, I recognize it. Karjas Abra. That's where Abraham's concubine was. And in the village thereof, and at Dibon, and in the village thereof. Alright, we got some more names here, a whole bunch more names. Alright, so we're at the end, and it comes down to 36. So that's the end of that one. And there's a lot of names there. So we're going to go ahead and look at 12, and we're going to begin by going over these names, and if there's anything in here to look at. Okay, I'm going to come down here to 22. The Levites in the days of, recorded chief of their fathers, also the priest, to reign in Darcus the Persian. The son of Levi, the chief of the fathers, were written in the book of the Chronicles, even until the days of Johan, the son of, and the chief of the Levites, and we got more names there, were with their brother over against them, to praise and give thanks according to the commandment of David. The men of God warred over against war. And we have some more names, were porters keeping the ward at the threshold of the gate. These were the days of Joachim, the son of Joshua, the son of, in the days of Nephilim the governor, and Ezra the priest, the scribe. And at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought the Levites out for all their places, to bring them to Jerusalem to keep the dedication with gladness, both with thanksgiving and with singing, and with cymbals and psaltery and with harps. And the sons of the singers gathered themselves together, both out of the plain country around Jerusalem, and from the village of the Nephilim. What's the difference between Nephilim and Nephilim? I wonder if there's a difference. Also from the house of Gilgal, and out of the field of Geba, and I don't know what that was. But the singers had built them villages around about Jerusalem, and the priests and the Levites purified themselves and purified the people and the gate and the wall. Then I brought up the prince from Judah unto the wall, and appointed 2 great companies of them that gave thanks. Thereof one went on the right hand upon the wall towards the dung gate, and after them went half of the princes of Judah. And now here we come back into names. 35. And certain of the priests' sons with trumpets, namely Zechariah the son of Jonathan, the son of, and the son of, and the son of, and the son of, and now we're keeping on going. Alright, we're going 36 and about the middle of it. With the musical instruments of David, the man of God, and Ezra the scribe before them. And at the foundation gate, which is over against them, they went up by the stairs of the city of David, at the going up of the wall above the house of David, even unto the water gate eastward. And the other company of them that gave thanks went over against them, and after them, and the half of the people upon the wall from behind, the tower of the furnace, even unto the broad wall. And from above the gate of Ephraim, and above the old gate, and above the fish gate, and of the tower of Hananiel, and the tower of Meha, even unto the sheep gate, and they stood still in the prison gate. So stood the 2 companies of them that gave thanks to the house of God, and I, and the half of the rulers with me, and the priest Elkim, Manasseh, Menina, Zechariah, with trumpets, and Mahasa, and I'm going on down, and the singers sung loud with their overseers. Also, that day they offered great sacrifice and rejoiced, for God had made them rejoice with great joy. The wives also and the children rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard even afar off. And at that time there was appointed over the chambers of the treasures for the offerings of the first fruits and for the tithes to get to gather unto them out of the field of the city the porters of the law for the priests and Levites for Judah, rejoicing for the priests and for the Levites that waited. And both the singers and the porters kept the ward of their God, and the ward of purification, according to the commandment of David and of Solomon his son. For in the day of David and Asaph of old there were chief of singers and songs of praise and thanksgiving unto God. And all Israel in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of Nehemiah gave the porters of the singers and the porters every day his portion. And they sanctified holy things unto the Levites, and the Levites sanctified them unto the children of Aaron. Alright, we're on 13, and we're going to give it a quit there. I think we're doing pretty good tonight. I love each and every one of you, and I hope y'all are having a good day. A lot of hugs and kisses, and may the Lord of heaven above, the Creator Father God, give you plenty of blessings. Hey, I figured since we only have one more chapter, I'll go ahead and read it and get it done. So we're on Nehemiah chapter 13. On that day, they read the books of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Amorites and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of God forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. Howbeit, our God turned the curse into a blessing. Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated them from Israel all the mixed multitude. And before this, Elsab the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our God, was aligned with Tubal, and he had prepared for him a great chamber, where at aforetime they laid the meat of the offering, and the frankincense, and the vessels, and the tithes of the corn, and the new wine, and the oil, which was commanded to be given to the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the offering of the priests. But in all this time was not I at Jerusalem. For in the 213th year of Alexander king of Babylon came I unto the king, and after certain days obtained I leave of king. And I came to Jerusalem, and understood of the evil that Elizabeth did for Tubash, and preparing him a chamber in the court of the house of God. And it grieved me sore, therefore I cast forth all the household staff of Tubash out of the chamber. Then I commanded, and they cleaned the chambers, and thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering, and the frankincense. And I perceived that the portion of the Levites had not been given them, for the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled every one to his field. Then containing I with the rulers, and said, Why is the house of God forsaken? And I gathered them together, and I set them in their place. Then brought all of Judah the tithes of the corn, and the new wine, and the oil unto the treasures. And I made treasures over the treasures, Shemaiah the priest, and I'm going to go on down because there are a bunch of names. And they were counted faithful, and their office was to dispute unto their brethren. So they're supposed to even it out and give it to the family. Alright, remember me, O my God, concerning this, and wipe not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God, and for the office thereof. And in those days I saw in Judah something trending winepress on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and laying asses, and also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burden, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified against them in the day therein they sowed victuals. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, What evil thing is this that ye do, to profane the Sabbath day? Did not our fathers bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. And it came to pass that when the gate of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gate should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gate, that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. See, merchandise is burden, I'm telling you it is. You got to pay for it, and it's a burden. Okay, go on. So the merchandise and sellers of all kinds of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them, and said unto them, Why lodge ye about the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and keep the gates, and sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O God, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of thy mercy. And in those days also saw Jews that married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. Alright, now we are into the Jews, and they're starting to call them Jews here. This is the first place that I can remember where the word Jew comes in. And their children forsook half the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak the Jewish language, but according to the language of each people. And I contended with them, and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, and take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourself. Did not Solomon king of Israel sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all of Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to trespass against our God, to marry strange wives? And one of the sons of Joadai, the son of, the high priest, was the son-in-law to Sanballat the Horonite, wherefore I seized him from me. Remember them, O my God, because they have defiled the priesthood, and have converted of the priesthood and of the Levites. Thus clean I them from all strangers, and appointed the ward of the priests and the Levites, every one in his business, and for the wood offering at time appointed, and for the firstfruits. Remember me, O my God, for good. Alright, now we're going to go into Esther the next time. And I am happy about that. We're moving right along. Alright, you guys. We are done with that one. I love each and every one of you. And again, may God bless you. And that is the Creator, Father God.